The Bears are going to have a downfall of their head coach and their GM if they don't win. They are considering upgrades at quarterback. There's a report now that they have talked to the Panthers about quarterback Cam Newton. And I'm also told the Chargers are having discussions internally, Chris, about Cam Newton.
Go.
But here's the thing.
Right.
No one's trading for this guy
right.
because you can't let your doctor look at ankle, foot, shoulder, or anything else that may be broken or impaired on Cam Newton until the COVID-19 outbreak resolves to the point where people can go back to work and where teams can have players come to the facility to be physically examined or doctors can go and examine players. And I think that this is the next step of the Panthers' effort to get someone to trade for him. Putting it out there, the Bears have talked to the Panthers. Yeah, maybe they have. And the Bears have said, well, you're crazy. We can't do this. I mean, they're going to have to cut him. I'm convinced of it. They're going to have to cut him. When you look at what Marty Herney, the GM of the team, said yesterday, they've already tried to trade him. They've talked to teams. They've gotten nowhere. So now they're giving permission to Cam to find his own trade. He's not going to find one. It's not happening, especially in this climate.
Well, okay. All right. There's a few things. First off, they tried to trade him, before all this went down the last few days. I think a lot of teams were looking at we're going to get the guy we want in free agency. We don't have to deal with Cam Newton in a trade and a new contract yet. Well, there's two teams that got left out in the dark. So now they're reevaluating, going, damn, we didn't get jack diddly crap here. So what do we do? And they're looking at it going, okay, well, man, the Carolina Panthers have kind of pinned themselves in a corner here where we know they're not staying with Cam Newton. They can't demand anything like crazy trade-wise. I mean, they can't. Somebody will just go, that's crazy. Right now, the Bears and the Chargers, if they ask for a second-round pick, they're just going, that's crazy. Forget it. No way. I mean, maybe they can get that. I don't know. But ultimately, I hear what you're saying. But to me, Mike, here's the thing that I just if Cam Newton just goes, I'm getting on a private plane and I'm going to see the doctor in Chicago. What's the NFL going to do? Are they going to be like? Are they going to
You can't. They're violating the rules. If they have that physical, they're violating the rules.
So what if Cam Newton goes to a doctor that's not affiliated with the Bears, but yet they sign off and go, okay, we will trust this doctor's opinion. He's one of the well-known doctors in our country and he's amazing, and he goes and gets that physical there. Okay, to where now they can sign off on it, or the Chargers, whoever it may be. I mean, what are they going to do? They can't throw Cam Newton out of the league, right? I mean, so that's to me where if they want to make this happen, I think they can make it happen. And both of those places make sense.
The challenge is, it's twofold. Number one, the NFL is putting these rules in place with the expectation the rules will be followed. And this is a delicate time in our nation's history where it's going to be a horrible look if NFL franchises deliberately break the rules to gain an advantage later. And so they're going to look. I think they deserve to be ripped by everyone if they don't follow the rules that everyone else is following. And secondly, I think they deserve to be whacked by the league office if they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar doing something like this. But the best hope for the Panthers is to get two teams, Bears, Chargers.
Right.
And one of them is willing to say, screw it, we'll send a 6th-round pick. We'll send a conditional 4th-round pick in 2021 if Cam Newton is on our Week 1 roster, right? You get creative. That's one of the challenges. You've got the rules, and you come up with ways to operate within the confines of the rules. And something like that, a 2021 draft pick, and maybe it goes as high as a 2nd rounder depending upon how many games he plays, if you're willing to tie up multiple picks in that contingent calculation. But you want, at a minimum, the protection of having him on the team. So, yeah, hey, we'll do a trade for Cam Newton, but we're not giving anything in this draft. We'll give it to you in next year's draft if he's on the Week 1 roster. I think there's some wisdom in that. And if you can get two teams interested, then that's when you spur that conversation. If only one team's interested, that team just sits back and waits for Cam Newton to be cut.
That's
so I
right.
like how we're talking this through here.
Yeah.
Because there is a way to do it.
Right.
There is a way to get the Panthers some compensation if Cam Newton ultimately checks out and passes a physical implemented by a team doctor, and the team says, okay, he's going to be our quarterback. And if they cut him, then they cut him, and the Panthers don't get anything.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, the Panthers' ultimate scenario is to hope that the Chargers and Bears both want him. I think he really fits both places. That's the other thing, too. I mean, the Chargers want to run the ball. Anthony Lynn, he's an ex-running backs coach. He wants to play defense. I think he wants to control the ball on the offensive side of the ball, be more efficient that way because they've been a little careless with Phillip Rivers the last few years. You know, the Bears, I mean, that offense, we know they want to move the quarterback. You know, right now, you look at that, you know, they have a Super Bowl type defense at Chicago. They don't have a lot of they have a lot of good on the offense, no great. And Cam Newton, I think, can make that good a lot greater. He can make guys like Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller look like, oh, damn, they're better than we thought. Yeah, of course they're better than you thought. When you got a guy throwing lasers 25 yards down the field that's hitting them in the face, yeah, they're going to be a lot better. So I think that could work too. And, you know, you're Chicago. You want to play defensive style football, control the clock, have teams come in there. Cam Newton can do that. We've seen that. He can run the ball 3 plays in a row, drop back to pass on 3rd down on 3rd and 10, and throw a strike. He's not one of those guys that needs to be a rhythm passer and do that way. So I think both those places make a lot of sense. And you've hit on the Chargers. I mean, we know why they need them.
I've been saying from day one.
Yeah, you
the
have.
moment that I had the feeling that you know they're going to have changes in Carolina and it's time to move on from Cam Newton. That's the guy the Chargers need to get. That's the guy that will sell tickets. And it's not a 1 or a 2 year thing. If he's healthy, he's going to be there 5, 6, 7 years and really help that team establish the foundation it needs to establish in Los Angeles.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.